I'm just reading a book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And I'll read you a little bit of a passage which I've highlighted. It says, rich people are totally clear that they know what they want. They are unwavering in their desires. They are fully committed to creating wealth, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethically. They will do whatever it takes to have wealth. Just a passage from the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind book, which I read. I've got over 200 to 300 books on my Kindle, and I read the books time and time again. I just don't read it once. I've read this book twice or three times. I forgot how many times I've read it. But I go over it and I highlight things. As you can see, I've highlighted certain passages. So when I've read the book fully once or twice, then I go over it again and highlight certain passages which I feel I need to remember to learn. So then when I go back, I just read the highlights of the book, such as that. And I can get through the book then very quickly with the highlights. And it jogs my memory to, there we go, highlighting it. It jogs my memory to remember the book by highlighting it. And then I go over and study it. And I only do this for, I would say, about 30 minutes. I read a book. I probably read books every day, really, just for about 30 minutes or even 10 minutes or even more. It depends how long I've got. So studying self-development books and reading it and study it, not just read it and put it down. As I said, I read it 3 or 4 times and I highlight it and then go over it and just read the highlights, what I've done to refresh my mind. So I'm mastering the book. I'm not just actually reading it, I'm mastering the words. The words are getting through to my subconscious mind because I repetitively read it one after another. And I fill my mind with positive gestures and positive reading, and it goes in. It's like planting a seed and it grows and then it just manifests. I try to stay away from negative situations. I don't watch the news. I've never watched the news for over years. I can't even remember. I've never read a tabloid paper about the news. I don't switch the TV on very often, as you can see there. The TV is off. I don't watch TV very often, especially soap operas and mundane things. I might watch an odd couple of films with my wife, but even then I tend to choose to watch films which has a meaning behind it, a meaning about being successful in life. Like I watched a film with my wife yesterday, and it was The Chocolate Factory, Wonka, Willy Wonka, Chocolate Factory, the new film. And I quite enjoyed it. And within that film, there were certain little tips and little secrets about motivation, about him wanting to build his chocolate factory up and his motivation. And he sang a song, especially the song about imagination. that song, that famous song in the Chocolate Factory, and about the imagination. And he also sung a song, and it had a couple of words of that he's got a hat full of dreams. That was great. That was, I thought, wow, an hat full of dreams. In other words, a mind full of dreams. He didn't have anything else. He didn't have money. He lost all his money. Things were going against him. Everything was stacked against him. But he kept saying in this song, he had a hat full of dreams. In other words, he still had his vision. No matter what happens outside of you to stop you, if you've still got that vision inside you, that determination, and you're a visionary, and you can see the future, you can see for yourself what you're dreaming about, and you're a visionary and you can see it, and other people can't see it, but you can see it. No matter what happens to you outside against you, it don't matter. It can't take your vision away. And if you've got passion and determined to bring that vision into reality, then nothing can stop you. You'll be unstoppable. And on the journey to do that, I read a lot of books. I enjoy reading. I really enjoyed reading these books, listening to audio and podcast. Wesley Virgin's one of my favourite. I listen to Wesley every day in the car, every day I can. I like Wesley Virgin's energy. I like to be told off. He tells you off as well. He shouts at you. And I like that idea. I like being told off, and I like being pushed. He doesn't call himself a motivator. He calls himself, he's educating you. He calls his videos educating. And some of his videos really do hit home. It really does hit home. And it's sort of like clearing your bad thinking. And you've got to know that you're bad thinking. You've got to be honest. And he really goes to town and says you're thinking wrong. And this is a clearance. You've got to clear your mind from all your bad habits and all your bad thinking, and open up your mind for new way of thinking, bringing new thoughts into your mind, bringing new thinking, new habits. And how to do that is by reading books, listening to podcasts, and watching specific films what could motivate you. I will do a video on films, because I do watch a lot of films that motivate me, and I'll put a list down and I'll tell you the exact films I'm watching to motivate you. I'll even do a list on the books I read. This is just one of the books. Obviously Think and Grow Rich is on here. I take this Kindle on holiday as well with me when I go abroad and go on holiday, and I read it while I'm having when I'm sunbathing on a sunbed there. So I read that book there. It's very hard to read though, Kindles there. It's very hard to read when it's sunny, because the sun glares on the glass. So Amazon, have a look at that. Have a look at doing your Kindle books and putting anti-glare screen on so we can read it abroad. Just rambling there. So, yeah. So motivate yourself and read. Do a lot of reading. And you don't have to read for hours and that, just 15, 20 minutes like I said. But I like reading, so sometimes I do read about 2 hours or even more there. So that's what I'm doing today, Sunday, reading this book. Got to have my glasses to read. Okay, so it's The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Just turn the page and a little passage here. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. Interesting little phrases there. So it's a really good book on how rich people think and the difference between the mindset of poor and media and poor people, and it's a different mindset there. But watch that new film. It's quite funny as well. Watch the film, The Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, the new film. And I don't pull poor people down, because I've been poor myself, and I've been there, and I've been where you are, where I've had no money in the bank, been in debt, just working mediocrity job, toilet cleaner and an office cleaner. But there's a funny clip there, and I have to laugh at it every time. There's a guy in that film, and every time they mention poor people or being poor, this guy always goes, poor, and it's quite funny. It make me laugh about that. Not that I'm knocking poor people, but it were quite funny about him, the way he does it. But although I am against poverty, I think poverty should be eradicated from the planet. Everyone should have wealth, health, abundance, and success, and be wealthy and have abundance, which I feel that's why we're on this planet. We're all on this planet to enjoy what God has created us on this planet. He's created wealth and health